Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Brian with Stark Chef, where you don't have to be a chef to cook like one. And today I'm going to make a different but really fun meal. We are going to do a ground beef and cheddar cheese stuffed sweet potato. I'm excited. You should be excited. Let's go. Hey everybody, so as I mentioned before, we are going to be doing our stuffed sweet potatoes. So what I have here, and this is going to be a multiple step process, so stick with me, don't get overwhelmed. We're all going to be okay and it's going to be amazing. So I have 2 sweet potatoes. All I did was wash them a little bit, no big deal, skin on. What I do is I go, just stab them a couple times with a fork, watch your fingers. I do that on both sides. And then you can either do these in the oven or the toaster oven, as I love. Because I'm on a little bit of limited time, I'm going to do both, microwave and my toaster oven. So I'm going to stick these in the microwave, and what I'm going to do is 2 minutes. I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to put them in for another 2 minutes, and then we'll be back with the next step. So 2 minutes one side, beep, beep, beep. 2 minutes the other side, beep, beep, beep. And I'll be right back. Don't leave me. Cool. Still with me? Our 4 minutes is up. What I'm going to do is turn on my toaster oven to bake, and we are going to bake this guy at 400, and I'm going to set it for 45 minutes. This is pretty good. It'll be nice and soft, and again, you could do an hour, a little bit longer. Really, it's just on the texture you want, but I like these to be super soft. So now I'm pulling them out of here. They're going to be hot, so I'm letting you know. So what I'm going to do is get a couple pieces of foil. And the foil is for wrapping them when they're in the oven. You can use your big oven or the toaster oven. The foil is not to be used in your microwave. So what I do is we wrap these like this. And then what I like to do also is I twist the ends and I put it up a little bit. And you might say, well, why does it have to look so funny? Well, the reason is because when you poke the holes and these cook for a while, some of that juice will actually pop out. So instead of it getting all over and the moisture from the sweet potato, it will not pop out if we wrap it this way. So again, we're going to wrap it like so, all the way over like a little sub sandwich. And then I'm going to twist the ends and poke them up. I'm going to twist this end. I'm going to poke him up. And then we are going to go right into the oven. Now, even though I just turned it on, it does not matter about preheating or just heating, whatever you want to call it, because we have plenty of time. So we're just going to put these guys in here. One of them right like that. Put the second one in there like that. This will start working for 45 minutes as soon as it's heated. I will be back in, I'd say about 20-25 minutes, and we're going to make our filling. We're going to do the meat. We're going to do the shallots, a little bit of tomato paste, and some seasoning, and then when those are done, we're going to combine it, throw a little cheddar cheese on top, and they are going to be incredible. See you guys in a bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Our sweet potatoes are still going in the oven, or my toaster oven. We have 1 pound of ground beef. This is organic grass-fed, and it's 85.15. You can get 93.7. You could do whatever you want. I like a little fat in ours. So we're going to turn on our pan to about medium heat. Yep, and then we're going to throw a little bit of olive oil in there. Not too much, just a little bit to coat the pan. Nothing crazy. Does not have to be exact. You're not going to ruin the entire recipe. Don't worry. What I have here is a shallot, a little bit of a more mild taste than an onion. Also, you can buy it smaller, which is what I love. So I am just going to chop this little man up, or little lady, whatever you prefer. 1 moment, please. Drop something. 1 second. There we go. And I am just going to chop up some of this shallot. I get 1 small one. That's part's a little brown, so I'm going to leave that over there. And I am just going to go in half. And I'm going to put this down so I don't cut my fingers, because it is smaller than an onion. And then we're going to do this again. And we're just going to chop it up a little bit more. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just chop up your shallots. That is it. And here we go. So let's throw these in our pan. And I'm just going to let these sit for maybe about 10-15 seconds. Just get the oil in there, nothing crazy. No big deal. They don't need to cook down too much. The meat will cook them down, and even a little crunch won't kill anybody. We'll let those go for a minute. If you let them go a little too long, they could get a little brown on you and crispy. So we are going to crack open our meat. We're just going to drop in a pound of meat. You may not use the entire pound for just 2 potatoes. I'm doing 2 potatoes. You could do 3, you could do 4. And obviously, if maybe you want more filling, maybe you want less. So we're just going to drop this in real quick here. Remember, try to keep the plastic out because it will instantly end up in your food. There we go. So what I like to do is let it sit for a minute or so. Let it brown on one side. We'll turn it over, let it brown on the other side, then we're going to break it up. Basically, and then we'll add our seasonings. But basically what we really want is just brown ground beef. It's not too hard to cook. You're going to see everything, so there won't be any surprises that it's pink on the inside or undercooked or overcooked. So we'll let this go for about a minute or 2. Flip it over, add some seasoning. We're going to add some pepper. We're going to add a little garlic powder. We're going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. It's just a generic, cheapy Italian seasoning. And we're going to add some tomato paste, not tomato sauce. Tomato paste. You can see tomato paste is thicker. Does not come out. So we'll use probably a spoonful. So let's flip him over real quick. Push down a little bit just to get a little bit brown. Leave him for a moment. So ultimately what we're going to have is the meat, the ground beef, and we're going to have all the seasoning in there with our shallots. And then we're just going to put it in our potato, make it stuffed, and throw a little cheese on top. It's going to be amazing. So now, I'm just going to break this up a little bit. Pretty simple. You can see my shallots on the outside are already browning a little bit, just like I said would happen. So that's when I want to start moving them around. And we are just going to break this up. I am going to flip this. You don't need to, but I'm going to flip it with my hand. It's just kind of a push and pull motion. It's actually, people think you actually flip your hand. What you really do is you just go push, pull, push, pull. So ready? 1 and 1 more. There we go. And a third one. Let's try to bring some of that around. We're just going to keep breaking it up, letting it cook. I don't really want any big chunks of beef in there. So we'll let this cook a little bit more. And I add the seasoning a little bit later. I don't want the seasoning to cook out. Not that it will, but I want it to be front and center and have a great flavor. So I'm going to let this go for another couple minutes, and then we'll be right back with adding our seasoning. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been going for about 2.5 minutes. Come on in, have a look. It's still a little bit pink, so we're just going to keep turning it, keep moving it, and now we're just going to add some seasoning in. Nothing crazy. We're just going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning over the top. We're going to add a little bit of pepper over the top. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder over the top. And a lot of this, don't forget, is just flavor to taste. Less is more, you can always add. We're just going to add a little pinch of salt. Okay. And then we are going to take our tomato paste. And like I said, just a spoon. We'll throw in about a spoonful, and we'll see how that does. So now we have all of our servings in there. We're going to spin him around. Here we go. We're going to work that in, get a little thickness in there. Now we're going to mix all that deliciousness in there, all those seasonings. This is going to be amazing. And you'll see the paste will start to get a little bit thinner. We'll work that in everywhere. Come on, paste. There we go. I even see my dog drop a little bit. Even my dog's drooling on the ground. See, it's all starting to come together. Jax, can you say hi? Jax, Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. That's Jackson. He's a little bit old. Doesn't see great, doesn't hear great, but sure smells good and loves to eat. So now you can see this is all turning a beautiful red color, which is exactly what we wanted. Just a little bit. And again, I add the tomato paste in a later time like I did. If you add it too soon, you may undercook your meat, because I realize not everybody knows meat temperature, so I do it again toward the end when I know, oh, it needs another minute or 2 minutes. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to turn this off. 1 minute, perfect. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to wash my hands, and we'll be right back, and we are going to assemble our dinner. Don't leave us. Be right back. So we are back. Everything is done. We are now going to assemble it. So stay with me. Here we go. By the way, these are hot. I left it on and added more time for multiple reasons, and I will explain that in a minute. So what we're going to do is pull these out. 1, 2. I'm going to close this up. The reason I'm going to keep it closed is because I'm going to throw them back in there with a little bit of cheese on it. So we have our mixture here, which looks great. And we are going to undo these. You know what? These are going to be a mess. I'm going to put them on something else. One moment. Excuse me, Jackson. Oh, thank you. I can already see it being a mess, so we're going to put one there, and one there. There we go. Let's just add one more piece of foil. All right, here we go, folks. The reveal. And I am telling you, these are super, 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 super hot. So be careful. All right, so don't worry about the steam. Don't worry about the heat. Just get it open. Get it onto this guy. I like it on this little baking tin, and I'll show you why. Give me a minute. We'll throw in number 2 here real quick. All right, don't move. Here we go. Ready? Check this out. Sharp knife just down the middle. Sharp knife just down the middle. Easy, not all the way through. And then we are just going to open these up like so. And we're going to open this one up like so. Like I said, it's super hot. I'm going to smash it down a little bit with my... And I like to kind of move it around a little bit so it's easy to eat when you're ready to eat it. So let's say like this, mash him. Do a littler one for my wife. We'll mash him in there a little bit. There we go. Look how soft that is. Man, it's like butter. And then what we're going to do is throw some mixture in. Now, there's no right or wrong. I don't know how much you like. I don't know how much you want. This is going to be for my wife, so it'll be a little bit less than me. So we're going to do that. We're going to drop that in. That's going to be her little boat. Remember, if you have extra meat, well, you have extra meat. Make some tacos. I'm going to throw this in for me. Mine's going to be a little bit more full because I eat a little bit more than her. And we're going to drop this in there into my boat. And a little bit more. Perfection. Not too much extra meat, see? So we probably have maybe 1/4 pound, you know. And honestly, I'll probably throw a little more in mine. Why not? And now, I just have some cheddar cheese. Just going to throw a little bit on top. Some of you might be thinking, Brian, I've seen your channel and you say that your wife has a dairy allergy. Well, actually, Parmesan and cheddar are okay for her stomach. There's less lactose, or actually I think there's no lactose in there, I believe, but you can look for yourself. Don't quote me, I'm not a pharmacist, not a doctor, not an allergen specialist. So we got some cheese on there. And now what I'm going to do is, for a moment, the reason I left this on, I am just going to pop him back in here. Oh, for just a minute or two. It can be that mess. Don't worry, it's not going to get everywhere. That's why we have our stuff. We're going to leave this in here for about, I would say, maybe 2 minutes. And we'll take it out. Give me 2 quick minutes. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been about 2 minutes and we're gonna pull these out and have a look. And check those out. There is your sweet potato and ground beef little bowls. Yummy, yummy. There's dinner for 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how much you eat, or 1 if you're really hungry. But thanks for joining. I'm Brian, Stark Chef. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.